Hey everybody, welcome back to the IHC Craft Room. This is live number 19 in the Sweetheart Season series, and we're going to be making a square gnome wreath tonight. So I'm really excited because I've never made a wreath like this before. So I'm going to tell you the plan, and then we're going to start doing it. So plan is I'm going to wrap the base of this wreath using these three different colors of felt, red, pink, and white. And then we are going to take these two same but different gnome signs, and we're going to attach them on either side. And then I'm going to figure out what kind of stuff we might put in the middle, or maybe nothing at all. And then we're going to make a little bow using these pink and white ribbons. I don't have a skinny red one, unfortunately, but this hot pink will do. So I'm really excited. I haven't done any of this before. So let's get started. We're going to see how it goes. I think the first thing I want to do before we start wrapping the base is I want to put some pipe cleaners on the back of these signs. So let me move this out of the way for a second, because we're going to have to let them dry. So let's do that real quick so that I can move this aside, because what I'm planning to do is put a pipe cleaner across the top and across the bottom of each of them, and we're going to tie it to the wreath base from the back, right? So they're going to go this way. Yeah, that's right. So that's the plan. So we've got a red guy and a pink guy, or girl, I don't know what they are, gnome, whatevs. So I've got appropriately colored pipe cleaners so I know who's who. Okay, so I hope this is warm enough. I think so. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. So I'm just going to put a little pool of glue. I want to try to find the middle. I think that's good. So usually when I put pipe cleaners in anything, in a bit of glue, what I like to do is use a toothpick to push the pipe cleaner deeper into the pool of glue, just so that it's not just sitting on the surface, you know. And then once this glue dries, I'm going to come back and I'm going to hit it with another little bit of glue to go right on top. And that's going to encase the pipe cleaner in glue. I don't know if that really does anything, but I've always done it. So whatevs, like, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I've never had a sign fall apart on me yet. So fingers crossed that I didn't just jinx myself. Okay, I'm going to put it down here, I think. So I picked up these two signs from Dollar Tree. Actually, everything that we're using today is from Dollar Tree or Dollarama, which is generally how I like to roll when it comes to crafting. I don't think this is really in the middle. Is it now? So you can pick up things just like this or comparable, whatever. Maybe you even find these ones. And you can make this exact thing. Yippee. All right. Let's do a switcheroo. Yeah, I've never done any of this before. I've never wrapped a square-based frame in felt before. At least I don't think I have. I've also never alternated felt on a base, so that's cool. I've never had two signs on a wreath before. And definitely not these twinsies. Same, but different. I just put my finger in the glue. Oh, Mary. At least I didn't burn myself. Yeah, so I haven't done any. Oh, and also the bow we're going to be doing today is a bow I've never done before. Well, I mean, I make this kind of bow all the time, but not on a wreath. I've never we're going to be doing what I call a shoelace bow, because it's the way I tie my shoelace. For real. Such a creative name, huh? I don't know what you call that kind of the bow we're going to do, but I call it the shoelace bow. And that's why we have these skinny ribbon that are not wired. They're completely soft and floopy, which I never work with ribbon like that. So, and yet another thing. Lots of firsts today. All right, so I'm going to set these aside for a few minutes. We're going to let them dry. This one's already half dry, but we're going to let them dry really well. And then I'm going to come back and hit them again with a little bit more hot glue. But for now, say goodbye. And we are going to move on to working on the base of our wreath. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this tag off. I'm going to cut these felt, these different colors of felt, into 2-inch pieces roughly. It doesn't really matter if they're like a little bit not perfect. It's not about the 2 inches. It's about the overlap. We want to be able to overlap them so that you can see a really like pretty design. Now, also keep in mind that you won't really see the corners because of the gnome signs. So we might like really get away with not having to worry too much about the corners, which is always troublesome when we're talking with a square wreath. But, you know, fingers crossed, we're going to do well. So all we're going to do is cut these into like little slit. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Slats, pieces that are 2 inches, and I'm going to wrap them around and overlap it. There's not going to be any glue needed until the very, very end, just to secure the end of it. And yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting some of these. I'm going to use my cutting board, and I have this Fisker's Rotary cutter, which is a really good brand, and it's a great cutter. But you can also buy this one from I got this at Dollar Tree, and it does a really lovely job as well. So I highly recommend you pick it up if you have the option. For a project like this, it's a real hand saver, because you could definitely cut this with just, you know, scissors. But that would hurt my hands, quite frankly, after a while. So this is really useful for me. I'm just going to cover that. So basically, I'm just going to cut on this 2-inch line. Are you open or closed? You're open. I'm going to do my best to go straight, but we all know that's not going to happen for very long. See, I already wasn't. So this is what I mean. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not a big deal. You're not going to see it. They're going to be overlapping each other. So it's fine. It's fine. I have no idea how many of these we're going to need, which is why I didn't start with like a maker math. So what I'm going to do is cut, I don't know, 5 of each. And then we're going to stop and we're going to start wrapping and see how we do. These are for sure not 2 inches all the way. Hold on while I try to care. Yeah, no, it's not working. I can't care. I'm sorry. It is not a big deal. Okay, that's 4. Did I say 5? I was going to do 5, right? We're going to do 5. Okay, I'll put you aside. I'm not sure if I want to go red, white, pink. Well, it doesn't really matter. I just want them to be mixed. That's also something I've never done before. I generally have like a solid, if I'm doing felt, either I wrap it like a complete savage because I really suck at that. And it comes out really like lumpy and bumpy. And I mean, I don't mind it. I like the craziness of it, but I wouldn't consider that like a best practice for wrapping your base in felt. But I kind of stumbled upon doing this cutting of the slats one day. I tried to do it and it really worked out really well. And I like the way it looks and it's easier to do. There's something on this. What are you? A little piece of glitter. Okay, so that's 3. And I really like the way this this slat wrap works out because it really gives you a nice design. And it's a lot easier than trying to wrap it like a savage. I mean, you probably won't wrap it like a savage. You're not me. I'm the one who's the savage. It's just whatever. It's not a big deal. Just take it easy. It's just crafting. We're just making a wreath. It's not a big deal. All right, 2, 4, 5. Wonder bar. Let's get some red on this table. I have another roll of each of these waiting in the wings if necessary. So not sure how much we're going to need, but I don't think I'm going to need to go into the second roll of any of these. Maybe the white one. I had already started it before this project, so some was already missing. Oh. I can't believe it's already almost Valentine's Day. Time really flies. And this is live 19. I've done 19 in this Sweetheart series of Valentine's and love-related projects. That's a heck of a lot of projects. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Well, I hope you can join me on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to do the last of the Sweetheart series, number 20. I'm going to be making a 2-tone candle. So come and join me, and I will show you how to do it step by step. We'll do it together. It'll be a blast. Okay, let me move all this stuff aside. I don't need you here right now. I just got to keep an eye on my battery. I have another battery waiting. I just don't like when it dies and then, you know, I could have. Here we go. Everybody move out of the way. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just alternate and wrap. So you go over here. I'm going to start with red. And basically, I'm just going to hold it on the other side. I don't want to wrap that way. I want to wrap this way. So then where should it be? Here? Yeah. I want to wrap away from me. It'll be easier. Okay, so basically you're just tucking the end underneath. And you're just going to start wrapping. And we're going to keep doing that over and over. And where we run out, you know what that tells me? Can I start it a little bit? No. That's okay. We're going to see how it looks on an overlap. Like I said, I've never alternated colors before. So I don't actually, I'm not really sure what the proper way to do this is. So we're going to see. Okay. Okay. Basically, wherever it ends, and I end up taking the new piece and tucking it underneath and holding on to it there. I don't like that this ended right in the middle of a twist, of a Okay. I don't know if there's a way to really get these corners. I'm going to tuck it like this. That's actually going pretty well, like that. Should I put a touch of glue? Or can we see if we can hold it in place with another piece of felt? This is a little hard to do on this corner. Usually when I'm doing a wrap on a square wreath frame, I'm using ribbon, and the ribbon is wired, and that does make a difference. But I'm going to remind you something I think I said at the beginning of this video, or this live stream rather. You're not going to be able to see these corners because the gnomes are going to be covering all of them. So if I can't get this to look nice, I'm not going to stress too much. I feel like I might have to put a touch of glue to get it to stay. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. I'm going to lose that corner because they're not overlapping enough. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. Gotta watch my fingers. Where's my finger protector? Why is it always so hard to open Ziploc bags from time to time? When it decides it doesn't want to... I don't actually know which way I should have folded that. Okay. I feel like... I don't know if I can repeat that on the next one. That was kind of like just trying anything. This keeps sliding. I'm not loving that. Let's try. Okay. This is kind of showing on the corner. Again, this doesn't matter. There's going to be a gnome in front of it. So I'm not going to worry about getting a perfect corner. If it really bothers me in the end, I'll fix it when we're done. But for now, I think we're good. Okay, so where is this now? It's in the middle on the back. So I'm going to overlap a little bit and tuck this under. Oh, I didn't want to wrap that way. That's okay. We really only get like maybe 2 wraps to going on 3, but no, it always ends up being 2. Okay. I don't know how much I'm loving this alternating felt strips look. We're going to see. Keep having to like overlap. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think of the color? Of the alternating colors? I'm not sure if I'm loving it. I had a certain idea of what it would look like in my head, which is always the case. Anytime I'm making a wreath, I always kind of have an idea in my mind's eye of what I want to do. And then whatever unfolds, unfolds. But I do generally try to follow what I had in mind, unless I don't like it. Or sometimes I'll just keep going because it doesn't matter if I don't like it. It's still fun to make it. Oh, see, I don't like that that's showing. So let's undo this. I don't want to see that red peeking out. That's why I'm overlapping it so much, so that you won't see that. Which is funny because it kind of gives it like a smaller. They're really kind of all over the place. I can't say that I'm really following any kind of pattern at this point. Kind of just holding on for dear life over here. Do I sound stressed? Because I'm really not. I feel like this kind of stuff is fun. I don't particularly care if what I make comes out the way I had in mind, or if it comes out pretty or not pretty, or my style or not my style. I don't really care. I just enjoy making them. And you know, it's nice if it's something pretty, especially if it's something you really like yourself that you've made. But you know, if you don't like something you made, who cares? Somebody might like it. Also, I am a very firm believer in trusting the process. We are far from done, so you just never know. Okay. I think I'm going to put a little tiny drop of glue right there. Okay. I'm going to grab this piece of felt and wrap it around. Where's my finger protector? Get over here. Save me from burns. If you're new here, these finger protectors are, they're in my will. That's how much I love them. I'm like willing them to somebody because they're so precious to me. I highly recommend you pick up some finger protectors from Dollar Tree. That's where I got mine. They really are awesome. Okay. You would think that I was like an affiliate for the finger protector companies, but no, they really are that good. They really are that good and totally worth it. Okay, so I'm trying to basically cover this corner a little bit. I'm kind of going at it from this direction. Actually, maybe I'll go from the corner like that. No, because then this makes a big lump. If I go straight and then try to go over, I guess I can fold this. Again, a reminder to Mary, who's going to waste a lot of time on this if I'm not careful, that the corners will not be seen. So I don't really need to be stressing myself about this. And yet, look at how much time I'm taking to do it because it bugs me. I want to do it. How did I do that one? I kind of like poked it off the side here. And then yeah, see? How come I got this big gap here that I didn't have on that one? I don't know. If I took it like that, I guess I could put a little dot of glue there as well to hold it in place. Shall we do that? I mean, when in doubt, a dot of glue is never a bad plan. Let's make that happen. I really am hoping I can keep it right in that spot so that we cover that bit of red. Why do I keep putting the finger protector back over there? Even this side is not this folded over part. All right. So that's good enough. I wouldn't want this to be the way I do it if I was leaving these corners out invisible. I would never like the way this was. So I'd probably cover it with something if I wasn't already planning to cover it with something. So we're good. Actually, before I go any further, I'm going to bring our signs back out because I want to put that little bit of glue on top of each so that we can enclose those pipe cleaners in the glue. So before I lose my, oh, you're still hot. I'm going to switch batteries right after this because we are going to need it a little bit more, the glue, only to like, these little nooks and crannies that you want to drop a little bit of glue on. And also at the very end, we're going to end the wrap with a big bunch of glue to make sure everything doesn't unravel on me. So there we go. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on top of each of these. And we're going to set these aside again and let them fully dry. And then we're going to strap them on. And once we're done wrapping our base up, which we're almost done, we're like, I don't know, quarter of the way there, a third. What do I know? What do I know? You can kind of see the red here. Again, this doesn't matter, Mary. You have a gnome sign. Okay, let's move on because I can get really stuck on things like this that don't need to be stuck on. So, again, I'm going to overlap. This is not the way I want to go. I want to go this way. So tuck under, and then we're going to wrap. Okay. I'm going to need a red one. This is the last set of strips I have. I'm going to overlap just a tiny bit so that you can't see that pink one from the bottom. I went too far. There. Now, I'm just folding them over each other, and that's how these tails are staying in place. But if you want to put a little drop of glue and then glue your little tail down, you totally can. It's up to you. Okay, so next is going to be white. Okay, tuck you under. Wrap, wrap. Okay. I'm going to tuck you under the frame, over the edge of the white. Okay, I'm getting a bit of a rhythm finally over here. Okay, so we did 5 of each to make that happen. So I'm assuming the same amount will complete this. So I'm going to put this aside and we are going to cut some more. And now that I have it out and done, like this side done, I actually do like it. It's cute. So I am pleased because I wasn't loving it for a few minutes there. Which again is not a big deal, but whatever. Oh, I got to switch my battery before I forget. Let's do that real quick. All right. All right. Beautiful. So we need 5 more of each of these colors. Let's make it happen. Two, You see how easy using these rotary cutters are? So easy in comparison to having to sit there with a pair of scissors like that. Also, my hands would not be happy about it. I'll tell you something. My hands have not been happy with me the last little while because, you know, it's winter, so it's cold. So carpal tunnel is a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, one more. And I've been doing a lot of projects with wrapping. Like I was wrapping hearts. I made this yarn heart and pom-pom wreath not long ago, which I loved. Very neutral, really pretty. If you're watching this in the replay, Mary from the future is going to put that in the corner over here. I highly recommend you check it out. Really cute project. Definitely hurt my hands though. Making the pom-poms, and I'm working on another project where I need pom-poms as well. So the pom-poms are a bit hard on my hands, but I just take my time about it. I don't make a bunch of them in one sitting. I just make like, you know, 2 or 3. Same thing if I'm making yarn hearts. Definitely super cute. Highly recommend you try making them. But if you have like problems with your hands like I do, schedule your time accordingly so that you know you're going to do it in sessions as opposed to it all at once. Actually, I don't know if anybody would make all those pom-poms all at once. Like it takes a minute. I think I timed it one time and it took me about 15 minutes to make one pom-pom. But I'm not 100% sure because I may have sped up a little bit now as I've made more and more and I've gotten accustomed to making them. And again, I bought my pom-pom tool at Dollar Tree. Highly recommend 1, 2, 3, 4. Picking one up because they're so fun. And they're so easy. You can make your own out of cardboard though. But I'm a big fan, if possible, if you can get a tool that does the job like this or like the pom-pom maker, and it'll make your crafting experience more pleasant and it's not expensive, go for it. Go for it. All right. We are coming up on my favorite part. My favorite part is putting it all together. And we are already in the home stretch for finishing wrapping the wreath base. So I am like already excited to put it together and it's not even time yet. It's just, you know, when you plan something, and I try to plan my live streams ahead of time so that I can, you know, hopefully give you a good, useful experience, something that'll inspire you to be creative and to try something that maybe you were a little intimidated doing. And you see it's actually kind of on the easy side and, you know, it's not a big deal. I make mistakes all the time. Fix them. Who cares? Anyway, I hope that that's what most people get when they come to this channel and they see the things that I make. But definitely, if it's something that can be pleasant as opposed to frustrating, I am all for it. Okay, that's 4. I need one more. I think I can get it before this funky business. So I think I actually scored and I didn't need to open another white roll. That's good. All right. That's 5. Thank you so much. You guys skedaddle. We'll see if we need to cut any more later. All right, here we go. Part 2. Dos. Okay, Red, chill. Okay, again, I'm going to overlap the other piece. Hold on. I'm going to tuck. Having a hard time grabbing it. Okay. And we wrap. Oh no, here comes a corner. As if I didn't know it was coming. Okay, so we're gonna go white. Overlap that red piece. Well, dude, stay up at least. Get it together. Okay, the white, flop under. Give that a good wrap like this. Okay, I think we're going to do the same thing we did last time, which is I'm going to put a little bit of glue. I'm going to actually put it on the frame here. Solo un poquito. I mean, at least a little. All right, I think that's good enough. Now we're going to get pink. Okay, again, we're going to start flip over. I'm just going to leave that right on the edge. Oh, wow, that actually worked out really well. I wish I could tell you what I just did, because I don't know. Because I'd like to do it like that over there. Oh, no, I touched it. Don't do that. So what am I going to do with that? You're sticking out quite a lot. Right. See, like I said, usually I'm using ribbon for this and it's wired. And so these little bits that kind of stick out a teeny tiny bit, they're easy to just kind of like pinch into place. So if this kind of thing bothers you, a little tiny dab of glue, maybe on a toothpick that you could slide in there and then just push this into place. Again, using a finger protector, I highly recommend. I think that would be a really great way to address that. I'm going to just tuck. I'm going to flip this over. And what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue right over here. I feel like there's a bunch of stuff over here. Why? Everybody's skedaddle. We're going to dab this into place. And then I'm also going to flip this. I'm going to flip it to the side and we'll put a tiny bit of glue as well. Again, not necessary. These corners are going to get covered by the sign, but what can I say? I want to at least give it a try. So just a tiny drop of glue there. Boop. And then we'll hold that in place and tap. You know what? Let me get another one of these out. Okay, I think that should be okay. Now, let's go back. That is by far the best corner we've done yet. By far. Leaps and bounds. So let's see if we can replicate that now over here. Maybe I got the hang of it, you know, at the very end. Oops. We're at the halfway point. It's not a big deal. Okay. I should have alternated these colors when I was cutting them. What is that, glue? Man, these strings of glue are so annoying. And I must have at least 4 or 5 crash outs of me talking about these glue spider webs that come from hot glue and how they always get stuck on my nails. What can I tell you? They irk me. Okay. Okay. This is kind of bothersome because it's not going to stay this little. I might put a tiny bit of glue. We're going to see. Yeah, I think I got it. It should be okay. No glue needed. Yeah, because I'm getting this little just tiny flip over on the end now. I don't know. I guess I'm wrapping it slightly different. Who knows? I really hope that that's something that, again, if you're new here or if you're returning, first of all, welcome back and thank you for watching. But I hope something that you get from this, other than the fact that you can get all the stuff you need to make a really pretty wreath from the dollar store, and that there's really simple ways that you can do that without having to have any crazy skills to make a beautiful wreath. But I hope one of the things you really walk away from here with is that it's not a big deal. We'll figure it out. We'll pivot. We'll find a way around it. We'll fix it. We'll cover it. We'll whatever. It's not a big deal. I hope that's something that you get from this, because I used to really stress myself out when I first started making wreaths and crafting and stuff, that everything needed to be perfect and I wasn't getting things perfectly. And then I suddenly realized I was who am I trying to impress? I have to like it. I'm making it for myself. So that realization was a really good one. Realizing that you don't have to stress yourself out. You can just enjoy making something. If you don't like it in the end, well, what are you going to do? Life's hard. Such a nothing thing to be concerned about. At least you got to make something pretty. And hopefully had a good time doing it. All right, let's see how we do in this corner over here now. I feel like I'm already not going to do it right. That's the spirit, Mary. Okay, I'm going to overlap where that piece ends. And I'll just make sure I get enough real estate over here to tuck under. Okay, now you... Okay, so I can make this happen, but then we have a really big... I'll just pull it from the back like I did last time. Okay, so basically I'm going from the center, like I'm right in the center of the peak there. Yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of glue here and pull this over. And then I'm going to pull this and I'll tuck a little bit of paint there and we'll just go boop like that. And we'll tighten that up. Now, these finger protectors are really, really good. But I mean, if you sit on something hot for a few seconds, you're going to feel it eventually. Like I just felt the caliente right there. So warning. Okay, so I'm going to pull this like this. So I'm going to put a little dot of glue right there. Just a little boop like that. And we're going to pull you. And again, why do I keep putting my finger protectors over there? It's like, what is the situation over here, Mary? It's because I feel like there's so much stuff happening on my right side here. I have my ribbon sitting here and the glue gun, and I'm trying to not put more things over here. Okay, that's good. Nice and flat. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Actually, I'm not sure. First, let me try to put my next piece, and we'll see if we need to. But you see, that worked out really nicely. That little piece of glue really like straightened out that like stuck out part. Okay, we need white next. I don't know if I have enough now. We'll see. Okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to try to cover? I don't want to go that far. Maybe here. Okay. I'm holding it with my thumb. And then I'm trying to overlap. Oh, that worked out really well. Are you going to stay? Because last time you slid like a big jerko. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to actually put a little dab of glue right there. Glue is definitely a friend when you're crafting. It's a great way to tweak and adjust. It's like duct tape. You can fix most things with duct tape. Let's see how it looks from the side. That went really, really well. Okay, so hey, we got there in the end, guys. I mean, I might have butchered the first couple, but we got there. Oh, Mary, I just totally took it apart. You see, I got cocky. How quickly. Yeah, I want this to stay. That's good. Every time I say that's good, it moves. There we go. I finally moved it to the right spot. I'm still going to go put some glue on the back of it, though, probably after. We'll see. It's not as tight as I want it to be. Okay. I'm going to stop fooling with it because it's a waste of energy. I can fix it after. And also, I don't need to because gnomes. All right. And now I'm supposed to go red again, right? We'll just have a really big red section over here. Or should I make it pink? Should I add a pink one? I think I'll add a pink one. I don't think it matters. You're probably not going to see it anyway. Or I can cover it with the gnome for that matter. Okay, there. We have officially overlapped at the end. So I am going to go on the other side here. And I'm going to put a bunch of glue right here. Wait. Okay, and then I'm going to cut the little bit that hangs out. We'll cut that after because we don't need. What a difference between this corner, again, savage. But these ones got better. That one's still not quite nice, but this is probably the nicest looking one from the back. Oh, well. We try new things. We learn as we go. If it doesn't go well, what are you going to do? We'll fix it. We'll cover it up. And if all else fails, you know what we can do? We can just get over it. It's not a big deal. It's just a wreath. All right, here we go. Beautiful. What do you think? Not too bad. Not too shabby. So I ended up with 2 extra pieces of red and white. So we'll see if we need them for anything later. Now, let's see if our friends, the gnomes, are dry and ready to party. And yeah, they are. They sure are. All right. It's time to put this together, guys. We are ready. Okay, so let's see how much you can see of the corner. You can see a little bit of the corner, but just a tiny, tiny bit. Just a tiny, tiny bit. So, I mean, it's up to you if you want to adjust anything in your corners because you can like slightly see it. I'm not concerned about it. So, which guy wants to be on which side, do you think? We've got pink on the left and red on the white. Be mine and love. Be mine, love. I think I like that. I like it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and flip these over. And we are going to start tying them down this way. Now, you could totally glue the gnome sign directly to the wreath base if you want. So, since it's wrapped in felt, it's a simple thing to glue it directly onto the felt. So feel free to do that if it's your preference. But I make a lot of wreaths, so I often take them apart as well and reuse things and, you know. So this will be easier for me to reuse in the future because I can take this apart. I could also take it apart if it was glued on, but I'd be really destroying the back of the elf guy, I think. Okay, I'm actually going to trim these now so that we don't have to flip it over again. Honestly, a couple of twists would do you just like really well. I'm just really extra when it comes to twisting things. Alrighty. Here we go. Are you ready? Beautiful. Okay. What do we think about the bottom here? I'm not concerned, but if it bugs me later, I'm going to put a heart on it or something. Something cute that'd be like an unexpected little thing. Maybe I'll cover it with a heart. Like one of these little hearts like that. I think that's a really cute idea, Mary. I think I would do pink. This light pink. But I'm going to have to put them on both sides. And I'll put it on the top too. That's a great way. Okay, this is a perfect example of what I meant about when something isn't really going the way you want it to go, and then you got to like pivot and figure out a different way. These corners, some of them just didn't come out nice. So what am I going to do about it? I'll put these really cute little hearts in the place there. And now nobody's going to know, unless they're watching this live, that wasn't intentional. And it's because of the fact that I didn't love the way the corner came out. You see how we can just cover? Actually, you're coming out. Cover. Okay. Let's go ahead and glue those on now. And then we're going to put our bow. We're going to tie our bow on in a second. We'll put a little drop of glue. Should I do a red one on this side? Which kind? The flat one or the shiny one? I think the flat one. You know what? I am going to have to pull this a bit. It's annoying me. Okay. Let us put heart. Just a little teeny tiny drop on the back. And put it right in the corner. So it's just peeking out from underneath his foot. So in case you see from the side, you'll just see this cute little heart, even though you won't see it from the front, which I don't really care about. All right, that's cool. I'm going to do the top corners as well. So we got to do red again. Let's do the same red instead of making them different. This red and these cute little plush hearts. I got them a year or two ago at the dollar store, and I use them continuously. They are so cute. They're such a really convenient little size. I like that they're poofy. Should I have it sticking over the edge a little bit? Yeah. Just a little. All right. Now, a couple of things. First of all, both of these have a little hole at the top. So you have a number of options of what you want to do with that. You can cover it with a heart. Maybe you have a heart sticker that you want to put to cover the hole. Maybe the hole doesn't bother you and you do nothing and you leave it the way it is. You could put a jewel over it. What else? I think I have some glitter hearts somewhere. I don't know. What are you guys? Here's some glitter hearts. Okay. You have really, really small ones? I don't think they're any smaller than that. Glitter heart. That's cute. Glitter heart. That's really cute. It's a slightly different pink, unfortunately, but these reds are spot on. What do you think? Do we just do the little hearts? You wouldn't even know, right? You would think it comes with it. Or do I want to do the plush heart instead? Or do I like the light pink one? Let's see. Which one? That one? That one? Or the glitter one? I think I'm leaning towards the glitter one, surprisingly. Because I really like the way that one looks here, and I don't want them to be different. Yeah, glitter heart. That's what we're going to do, glitter heart. Okay, so these are stickers, so you could totally just stick them on. If you are planning to hang this on your door, I actually would recommend putting a drop of glue so that it doesn't accidentally fall off. But these are actually quite sticky. Usually if I buy something like this, like I've had snowflakes like these, they're not super duper sticky, but these ones really are. Beautiful. Super cute. That worked out really well. Okay, so let's talk about this bow. We're going to be making what I call a shoelace bow. So the bow breakdown is we're going to be using 3 pieces of ribbon, all different colors. They do not have wire. They are floopy floppy ribbons. And we're going to cut all pieces to 36 inches in length because I want it to kind of hang from the bottom, not to just be like sitting from the top. So let me find my ruler. Where have I put you? Okay. Let me scoot you out of the way for a second. So I've got these 3 ribbon, a light pink, a fuchsia, and a white. So we're going to use a little bit of each of them. Okay. So this is a 12-inch ruler, and I want to do 36 inches. So I'm going to wrap it 3 times, just like that. Thank you so much for your assistance. Off you go. There's one. Hold that. Where is the piece? I got these at Dollarama for $1.25 each. I don't know how long ago. I'm going to guess some time ago. Who knows? If you were to see my stash of ribbons, I might have to hurt you on your way out because I don't want you to tell anybody. So, you know, you've been warned. Right. There we go. Hold that too. And last, we have a nice white ribbon. I guess this is my only. This is one of those things for me that I find really enraging when I can't open something stupid like this. It makes me want to act like a toddler and have a little tantrum. That's okay. We fix. Okay. Okay, one more. Like that. All right. We are ready. So here is what I mean by shoelace bow. When I tie my shoelaces, this is the way I tie them. In the way that we are going to make this bow. So first what we're going to do is make sure that we have them equal in length, at least, kind of. I'm going to trim them later, so if they're a little bit off, it's not a big deal. But I want them to be kind of together. Not bad, Mary. Not bad at all. Okay, so I've got these stretched out completely, and I'm basically going to try to find the middle, which is right here. And I'm going to slide this end under here and keep this other end in my hand. We're going to go for the middle. You're not quite the middle. There we go. Good enough. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is tie this like this. Okay, a regular just tie. Just like that. Okay? Are you with me? Then we're going to tie another knot here because I don't want this to come apart. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing. So now we have a knot there. Now, this is what I mean by shoelace. This is how I tie my shoelaces, okay? I'm going to I've never actually explained this out loud before. How do I do this? I'm like freaked myself out a little bit. Yeah, that's how I do it. Okay. So we're going to make a loop like this. Okay. See my loop? Then I'm going to wrap my ribbon on my left hand around that loop and around my thumb at the same time. Okay. And I grabbed onto it with my index finger. So now that loop is around my thumb and it's being held in place by the index finger of this hand. Okay. And what we're going to do is take this bit of ribbon and tuck it through the loop that we made on our thumb, just like that. Okay. And then we're going to pull both of these loops. And we just made ourselves what I call a shoelace bow, because this is how I tie my shoelaces. And I just think it looks so cute and pretty, nice and soft. Now you can make the loops as big as you want and make the strings longer. I don't know if I want to make them bigger or smaller. Okay, this size is cute. I'm happy with it, but I'm going to hold on to the knot and slide and pull and slide so we can see a different size. I'm going to keep these all separated, nice and floopy. Yeah, I think I like it smaller. I like this. So I'm going to separate all these ribbon loops so that they're kind of like wild. And we're going to keep this flowing the same down here. And I'm going to actually trim these all down just a tiny bit. It's not so much about them being the same length, but some of them are just kind of cut savagely, which is no surprise. I can probably cut a bunch of them at the same time. And I'm giving them a slight angled cut as well, because I think that looks cute. But if you don't do it. Oh, I really butchered that. Let's try again. Better. Did I get them all? Yeah, I think I did. All right. So our bow is complet. Now, we could call this done because this is done. But we could also put a couple of, because I like this bow on the bottom. I like that it's so cute and simple and flowy. And I don't want to do anything else down here. But we could put some hearts across the top if we wanted to. So let's at least entertain it. And also, earlier this week, I made some dot painted heart magnets. And these two work with this color palette. So if we wanted to, we could like, and then what? I should have put it down here. Or put them side by side up here. Do you know, I kind of like that. Do I go red to red and pink to pink or switcheroo? I kind of like that. I can't decide. Should I alternate them like this? So it's pink and red and red? I kind of think so, because it actually allows each of these to pop a little bit more because they're not right up against the same color. What do you think? Do you agree? I kind of think so. Let me try again. So we'll go pink and red here. Yeah, you know what? I think I like opposites better. I feel like it's almost competing with each other, whereas when you do this, it kind of gives it more contrast. You know what? I kind of like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't think anything else. These two on top And this is a really, really unique wreath. I've definitely never made anything like this before. I've never dot painted any hearts onto anything before. So you know what? I think I'm better off putting the glue on the wreath base. How do I want this to sit? Like this? Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell. Because, okay, the frame is curved, right? So you can either put it right on the center where it's just like kind of sitting on that one bar, or you can kind of tweak it down. I need to see what that would look like. Like, is it going to look like it's facing the ground? Yeah, I don't like that. It needs to be on that center bar. Okay, so what we need to do is put a line of glue right on that bar, and then I'm going to rest the heart on them. There and there. Right? How close do we want them together, and how close do we want them to the gnomes? Okay, I think that's good. Okay, a little line of glue. Do we like where that's positioned? It's a little crooked. Okay, that's nice and straight, right? Beautiful. It's staying really easily, which is surprising. I would say like that, right? Because that gives me a gap there, and then just a tiny space between them. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Okay, a little bit of glue. Oh. Do you think they're even? Like, are they even across the top? I think they are. I hope so. All right. I can feel the heat of the glue coming through the wood. This hot glue is no joke, man. I have a very healthy appreciation for the horror that is a hot glue burn. All right, guys. I consider this a done deal. I am very happy with the way this turned out. It's even better than what I had planned in my mind. So we've wrapped our base wreath using 3 different types of felt, having cut them into 2-inch slats and then wrapped them all the way around the wreath and, you know, topped it off with a little bit of glue. Then we added these 2 super cute, same, but very different gnomes to the wreath, which again, you could glue down, but I used some pipe cleaners to tie them on. We did a really pretty little, what I call a shoelace bow with these really nice long ribbons. So it's going to like hang down on the bottom when we hang this up on the wall. And then a really surprise touch that I had not really planned until right before the live started are these 2 dot painted hearts that I made earlier this week. I don't actually know if I said this before, but Mary from the future is going to put that video up here in the corner. I don't know if I did already. I really enjoyed making them, and I didn't expect to use them on a wreath, but I think they were the perfect final touch to make these really cute gnomes be ready to go up on the door. Now, in terms of hanging this wreath, we do have one more step, and that is putting some kind of string or ribbon or bow or whatever you want to be able to hang it from the back. Now, I almost always, 99.9% of the time, I use jute cord. So I'm going to show you what I do, but I'm actually not going to glue it on there yet because I don't want to burn my hand. But also because I don't know if I'm going to actually hang it from this or not, but I'm going to show you. You're going to cut a length of this jute cord And I call this a slip knot. I don't know if that's what it actually is. But you're going to put the two ends together just like that so that you've got yourself a nice loop. And then I'm going to wrap this around my index finger like that. And then pull the loop off of my finger so that now it's sitting like that. And we're going to take these ends and tuck them through that loop. Just like that. And I'm going to pull on them and slip. And that's a slip knot. At least that's what Mary thinks is a slip knot. Now, what I would recommend doing is find your center. And then you're going to put a really nice pool of glue on the back. Okay, I think the hearts are on now. A big pool of glue right here. You know what? Let me just do that. Did I it's because I turned off my glue gun. Are you? I think it might still be okay. So we're going to put a big dollop of glue right there. And I'm going to put it with the knot down, but it's up to you. If you like to see the knot, you could put it knot up. It's up to you. And I'm going to push that in. You know what? I'm going to have to glue this down to here too now because it's flopping. It's flopping and flooping. That should do. All right. So we're going to give this a good chunk of time to dry, like a good 5 minutes or more before we go ahead and hang this. Now, if you don't like doing it this way with gluing it on the back, you could loop it over the front. You could, I don't want this to get stuck to my table now. You could also use a piece of ribbon and thread it through the two hearts over here and have it hang from the top. Or you could try to make a really tight loop on the back, which is what I was intending to do with this one. So what I mean by that is, once this dries really well, I'm going to put a knot over top of this and make this a really teeny tiny little like loop. That way I can hang it from a nail and you don't see a hanging string. So that's another option as well. So you're going to make a little tiny loop here. I'll cut this extra piece off. And we're just going to hang it from that one little loop there so that it's like invisible. That's my plan. But for the time being, here are our Valentine Day gnomes on a square wreath base. We did a bunch of first time things here that we've never done before on the IHC craft room. We've never used two signs before, never made a floopy shoelace ribbon before or bow, never spontaneously used a project from before part of the wreath. So lots of firsts today, and I'm super thrilled with the way this turned out. I hope you enjoyed making this wreath with me tonight. And if you're interested in learning more about wreath making, check out my channel. I have a ton of beginner-friendly videos. These live stream formats, I have a bunch of them now. But if this isn't really your cup of tea because Mary's a bit too chatty, I also have a ton of videos that are like 10 to 15 minutes in length where I'm still talking my head off, but I mean, not as much. It's not for an hour. It's more like 10 or 15 minutes. You know what I mean? But anyway, I go through a whole bunch of different wreaths: round, square, heart-shaped, crosses, you name it, we've done it. And if I haven't done it, I'll probably try it in the future. All beginner friendly, all with items that you can pick up at your local dollar store, and hopefully have a lot of fun making something beautiful and creative with me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the like button. It really helps me out. Consider sharing with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe so that we can continue to get crafty together. Toodaloo!